Whether your goal is to lose weight or to gain muscle or really to achieve any goal in life, it doesn't matter. I can't stress enough the importance of striving for consistency over perfection. Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well today. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is John and I've lost over 130 pounds and I've kept it off. So thank you for joining me on The Cog is Shred. If you're confused about the meaning of the name of this channel, well, I am the singer and songwriter of a steampunk band called The Cog is Dead. So yeah, it's a parody of myself, I guess. Trust me, I'm well aware of the fact that I'm not actually shredded. I'm just more fit than I used to be, but I mean, the pun was so obvious. So this is the first of what I hope will be many videos where I talk a little more in depth about my weight loss, what I've done, what has worked, what hasn't, as well as answer some questions from you guys. So if you have any questions or suggestions for topics of future videos, please leave them in the comments. I'll take a look at them and consider them for future videos. Man, I look super tired today. Did not get the best sleep last night. But even though I am tired today, I still got up and I walked, but I didn't push myself and I did a shorter walk than usual. And that kind of ties in with what I want to talk about. Consistency, not perfection. And as always, I just want to mention I am not a medical professional and I am not giving medical or dietary advice. I'm just sharing my personal experiences with you. So with any of my past attempts to lose weight, whenever I would start a diet, I would have an all or nothing mentality, meaning I had to do it perfectly. I had to follow the diet to the letter.
Follow this diet to the letter every day.
And I would beat myself up if I deviated from that at all. And if I did have a cheat day, I would just go, well, whatever. I screwed my diet up and I'll start again tomorrow. And then I would just go crazy and have a huge cheat day. And then the next day, if I was feeling motivated, I would try to start again, but a lot of times I would give up. And that all or nothing mentality and expecting that I had to be perfect really set myself up for failure. And with all these failed attempts, one thing I didn't even realize was I was basically establishing this false core belief that I was always doomed to fail no matter what. Because every time I would try to stick with a diet and then fail, it would continue to reinforce in my mind, see, you're a failure. You can't do it. It's impossible. You've tried and you've tried and you've tried and you can't do it. And you've proven that every single time. You will always fail, which is 100% not true. And it's a toxic core belief to develop. But based on my experience, I truly believed it for a while. And what I find kind of funny looking back now is the fact that I know I am not perfect. I am far from perfect. No one is perfect, and no one can expect themselves to be perfect or do anything perfectly. And yet, I was so hard on myself anytime I didn't stick exactly to the diet or gave in to an impulse or a craving, and I considered myself a failure because I wasn't 100% perfect all the time. And look, I have heard people say the same thing that I am saying now. Don't be perfect, just focus on being consistent. If you fall, get back up. It's, I've heard this stuff all my life, and I don't know why it took so long for me to actually apply it to myself, but I always just overanalyzed everything and tracked my progress every single day, watching for the numbers to go down. I also was so prone to discouragement because if my weight fluctuated, which it's natural for that to happen, I would get really upset and get mad at myself if I saw the scale not go down or go up a little bit, even though it's normal for that to happen. But one thing about those past failed weight loss attempts is all of them were usually just me trying to lose weight and usually lose weight quickly without really thinking of the long term. I was rarely thinking I'm making a long-term lifestyle change and just going to do my best. It was always just like, I need to lose weight right now or by this date. I want to be in good shape for this upcoming concert, or I want to lose weight before this photo shoot, or whatever it is. It was always like a short term, I want to achieve these results in this amount of time, or whatever it was. It was just like looking for a quick fix. So I would stick to a diet that was not sustainable, usually fairly restrictive, or cutting out things that I just didn't want to give up. And it was just the wrong mindset. I think the biggest difference between my past diet attempts and what I have done in recent years has been the mindset and motivation. Before, I was just trying to lose weight. This time, I was really focusing on my health, my physical health and my mental health, which I hadn't really focused on before. But I've got severe ADHD. I was having so much trouble staying focused, staying organized. It was just impeding my daily life on a regular basis. And also, maybe it's partly just getting older or who knows what. All I know is I was at a point where I'm like, something is going on with me. I need to make a change. And the first thing I thought of was I've got to do something with my diet and I've got to start exercising, because I've heard time and time again, diet and exercise are crucial for mental health. So even before trying mindful eating or anything, I immediately just started walking. I just started going out and walking every day and doing research and trying to find any information on weight loss and eating well. And so my whole motivation was different. Unlike before, where I was like, I have a deadline to reach a certain goal. This was just, I need to get better. I need to take better care of myself. I need to make a change. So I was committed no matter what. I knew I would have good days. I knew I would have bad days. I was already having bad days. I wanted to have better days. So I'm like, whatever happens, I'm just going to stick with this. I'll have good days. I'll have bad days. But if I stick with it, hopefully things will improve. And they did. I'm sure it's because my reason and my motivation were different. It was not just to lose weight. I was trying to make a positive lifestyle change and improve my quality of life. Also, because I had the mindset that this was a positive lifestyle change and not just a diet, I allowed myself to be a little bit more flexible and not be quite as hard on myself, because it was just like that. In life, there are going to be good days and bad days, and you're going to have slip-ups or times where you're not going to do it perfectly. And if I'm going to stick with anything long-term, there are going to be peaks and valleys, and it's not always going to be 100% perfect. And so I lessened that restrictiveness on myself to have to be rigid with this diet. And also, I didn't even view it as a diet. I had to change a lot about my mindset and my relationship with food. And especially once I started mindful eating, it helped so much because there was nothing off limits. I could literally eat anything I wanted to, and I was just eating until I was satisfied. I could do an entire other video on mindful eating because that's not the topic of this video, but changing my relationship with food, my approach to fullness and hunger and understanding my body better, and all those things were a big help in helping me overcome my overeating addiction and the impulsiveness, which is a major part of ADHD. I have lived most of my life following impulses and chasing dopamine. And so I think that was a big reason why I ate so much, because I loved eating my favorite foods, and I would eat so much of them because it released dopamine when I ate some. I mean, we all, that's why fast food is so addictive, and why foods that are so fatty and so high and that taste good, they trigger that excitement reward center of our brain, and we crave them. So because I am driven by impulse and excitement, anything that's exciting, I go after. So now that I understand that and have kind of reestablished my relationship with food and with eating, it's much easier for me to be more in control. That said, I still have impulses. I still have times where I will go a little overboard and I'll eat a little bit too much because something's really good. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to finish it. And I'll usually be a little too full afterwards. But I don't make that a daily occurrence, and I don't beat myself up when it happens. That's the thing. It's like, I have to remember one big meal is not going to ruin all the progress I've made. If I were, even today, if I were to go out and eat a massive meal, let's 10,000 calories worth of food today, I'm not going to gain 100 pounds. It's just not going to happen. Something that actually helped me along the way while I was eating mindfully and getting used to eating smaller portions and only eating until I was satisfied, and realizing that I was full and satisfied on much less than I thought I needed and much less than I used to eat. I started watching some of these competitive eaters. There are a lot of them on YouTube. There's this guy, Beard Meets Food, Randy Santel, Katina Eats Kilos. You may have seen me wearing one of her shirts in one of my videos because I'm a fan. But these competitive eaters, a lot of them stay in good shape and they don't gain weight, but they eat massive amounts of food when they do these eating challenges. And the reason is when they're not doing the eating challenges, they're exercising and they're eating much lower calorie, leaner meals. And realizing, okay, these people can eat huge meals every now and then and not gain weight, or I say every now and then, but it's kind of their profession. So even maybe once a week. The main point I'm trying to make is it's impossible to just gain 100 pounds from one massive cheat meal. I try not to have massive cheat meals, but what I mean is I try not to be overly restrictive either. Right now, I'm watching my calories a little bit more. I've shifted from full-on mindful eating to more high protein, lean foods because I've been trying to gain muscle and get a little bit leaner. So I've gotten a little more strict with what I've been eating. With my ADHD, I tend to get a little obsessive. I do that with everything. So I always have to try to readjust all the time and find balance. But that said, even though I'm being a little more strict right now because that's what I'm choosing to do, I still allow myself to have cheat meals and go crazy every once in a while and just eat something that's ridiculously high-fat food. Last week, I had this amazing steak pita with loads of provolone and, just all this cheese and fat and grease and stuff, and it was delicious. Did I gain weight from it? No. Honestly, I think it's probably good every once in a while to have something like that. That's just me stating an opinion. I have no idea. I'm not a dietitian. But I do think a balanced diet is important. When I first started eating these high protein, lean meals, I was cutting out so much fat and only eating high protein, and it was great at first, but my body did not adjust as quickly. My digestive system did not adjust as quickly, and I was having less fiber and less fat, and I realized it was causing constipation. Not that that's something super fun to talk about, but if we're going to talk about diet and fitness and health, it's part of something that can happen with a change in diet. And it tends to happen to a lot of people not getting a lot of fiber, not getting a lot of fat. Recently, I've been incorporating more fiber and more fat. I've been eating a lot of avocados. I've even been eating prunes. My wife makes fun of me, calls me an old man for eating prunes. It's a dried fruit and it's high in fiber and they're sweet and delicious. I have that with some fat-free Reddi-wip sometimes, which, yeah, big indulgent treat right there. Prunes and fat-free Reddi-wip. But I enjoy it.
Yes, you see, I prefer the finer things in life.
But anyway, I've gotten off topic because I have ADHD and my mind goes off on tangents, but I'm going to leave all that in because it's important to mention. And also, I think it's important just to make sure everybody knows I am far from perfect. I am far from being an expert. I am just a guy that is trying to take care of myself. I've been overweight my entire life. I have been addicted to overeating. I have eaten so much over the years and struggled to change my habits and change my mindset and take better care of myself. And I've finally been able to do that despite all of the challenges that I have faced. And I know a lot of you out there also deal with similar issues or you have your own challenges. And it's why I encourage consistency over perfection, because like I said, I have times sometimes where I'm super motivated to work out, and then I have times when I don't feel like it. And some days I can't. There was a day earlier this week I got up and I started my exercise routine, but I think I was just getting a little burnt out because I was being so rigid every single day. Get up super early, exercise, make sure, like I had such a strict schedule. And I don't think I was getting enough sleep, and I was pushing myself, and finally I was like starting my workout, and I'm like, I do not feel motivated to do this. Today I just am not in the mood, not feeling it. I tried to push myself through it, and it was like, nope, forget it. And so I walked, took a short walk, and that was it. I did something, but some days you can't. Some days you won't be able to. And if you're not able to one day, That's fine. That will happen. It happens to everybody. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It's not any kind of a moral failing on your part. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you are doomed to never see success. You absolutely can. Hence why I said, if somebody's running in a marathon and they trip and fall down, they don't just get up and go back to the beginning and start over again. That wouldn't make any sense. They get up and they just keep moving forward. That is so, so important. Don't beat yourself up if you fall or have to take a break or have to take a long break. There have been times where I've had to take a week off. It hasn't hurt my progress. Or if my weight fluctuates, that is normal as well. Anyway, I'm probably rambling a bit more than I intended to. I just wanted to share a lot of these things and let everybody know it is okay to have little mistakes or setbacks or whatever you want to call them. I don't even know if I want to call them mistakes. There are peaks and valleys, as I said. There are ups and downs. There are good days and there are bad days. Just keep going. As long as you keep moving forward, that is what will lead you to success. So stay consistent. Don't worry about being perfect. Just keep going. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, The Cog is Shred. I'm hoping to post a lot more videos where I just share my own personal experiences. And like I said, if you have any questions or want to know more about something, please leave comments and let me know what you'd like me to talk about in future videos. Or if you have questions, I'll try to answer those. For now, thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.